Happy New Year, everyone. It is finally 2025. It feels like 2024 went on forever. I hope you all had a good one, and if you didn't, I hope that 2025 is better. I had an alright one, as far as I could tell. There's nothing too wrong with it. It was a good one for the channel. It kind of got its mojo back in 2024, which is really nice. Yeah, I think it's in a better state than ever, really. To celebrate that and to celebrate the new year, I thought I'd do something different, keeping up a little bit of a tradition of not going anywhere near a programming video on New Year's Day, and do a little bit of a setup tour of what's behind me. Now in this video, we're going to be focusing on things I used to record. So generally speaking, that's everything behind me. And then we're going to be talking a little bit about the camera as well. But if you want to know about some things around that, then I will have a members only video available right now. If it's not available right now, it should be available in a few hours, that you can watch by pressing the join button below. I do want to quickly say, because members only videos are new for the channel, that tutorial content will never be gated behind a paywall. I made a promise a very long time ago and I have no intent of breaking that. I just want to do some extra fun videos alongside all the early access stuff and alongside the badges and the emojis or whatever, that people can watch, just like little fun things. I'll have a community post link down below in the description, so I won't ramble on about all that here. But yeah, now we've got all that out the way, let's see how all the magic happens, shall we? And here is the slightly bizarrely lit desk. I've had to use some lighting, as you can see, to make this kind of all lit up. We're going to go over everything on this desk, starting with the MacBook over here. And this MacBook, as you can see, has a lot of Christmas paraphernalia on it. I'm going to zoom out. I'm having to do a lot of controls here all at once. I actually got this thing for my work, believe it or not. It is an M1 Max MacBook Pro. So it is, yeah, very powerful, very cool. 64 gigs of RAM, 1 terabyte of storage. So it is not a slouch by any stretch of the imagination. I say I got this from work. It's on one of those things where they lend it to you while you work there to be able to do your job, and then obviously you have to give it back once you're done. But for the meantime, I can use it for whatever I want, and I tend to use it for recordings and stuff because it's just super convenient to do so. You know, I can move the MacBook wherever, and I can do scripts on my bed or whatever, and I can record here, and it all just works on all these monitors as well. So that's really nice. Speaking of these monitors, this one here, let's get the whole thing in frame. I can't actually go any further back, unfortunately. Let me go over here. Is a 24-inch, oh, hang on. There we go. 24-inch Dell monitor. I forget the exact product number. I will put it up on the screen. But it is actually a really nice monitor. Very cheap, like 250 quid or something. And I've got 2 of them here. One of these again was from work on a lens. This one that I've got the camera focused on right now is my one that I actually own. It's not 100% color accurate. So if you're doing, you know, if you're doing recordings like this, you're probably gonna want to do something better. But for a channel like mine, it's perfectly fine. For programming, it's perfectly fine. And as I said, it was literally like £200. I got it on offer because, well, I got it 20% off at the time I got it because it was on sale. So that worked out really well. As I said, I've got 2 of them. I'm trying to think about where I'll go next. You know, we'll go down here next. Then we'll go to the keyboard, which is actually the oldest thing in this entire setup. So this is a Logitech K740, and a very dirty one at that. Let me just do that. A Logitech K740. I have had this probably since 2021, maybe at least. So yeah, very old. Generally considered to be like Logitech's nicest keyboard, or like the best membrane keyboard you can get, because it is a membrane one. You can listen in. That is very much membrane. It's not mechanical. Very low profile. So if I just bring this up, here you can see it's very, very thin, which is great for me because I don't like thick, clicky mechanical keyboards. That's why I don't really have one, because I hate the sound, I hate the click clack, and I hate how like tall they are. I don't want to be like Spider over this. I want to be, you know, comfortable like this, and it has a built-in thingy rest as well. This is like 80 quid. Didn't get this one on offer, but it is quite old now. I did have to replace the control key. So the control key came off. It was my own fault. It came off. Well, I pulled it off and I broke it in the process. So I had to get another one. So this is actually the second control key I've had on this keyboard. That cost 10 quid on its own. I do have the old control key somewhere, and I call it Chaos Control. But I don't know where it is at the moment. If I can find it, I'll take a picture of it and put it in the video. Yeah, that's the keyboard. The mouse is, there's some more Christmas stuff over there. The mouse is a very weird looking thing. It is a Logitech, oh, it's also a very dirty thing as well. Let me just get that off. That might just be where it's coming off because it's quite old. This is a Logitech MX Vertical. And it is a vertical ergonomic mouse. If I swap hands on this thing, there we go. You hold it like, and zoom out a little bit. You hold it like this. And it's actually really comfortable to hold as well. So you don't hold it like that, like you would a normal mouse. You hold it like this. And this reduces strain and just makes the whole experience a little better. I'm just trying to move myself forward. So yeah, it's actually really comfortable. It takes a little while to get used to it. It's not my first one. I did have a cheaper one and I upgraded to this one, but I got this one, I think about 2 years ago now. And it's really comfortable, really nice to use. You've got a button up there, side buttons here. It's all programmable, 3 device pairing. As you can see there, and it's all very nice. If we move over here, what is used for the computer is this thing. This is a CalDigit TS4 Thunderbolt 4-dock. And this is one of the more expensive things on here because again, I didn't get it on offer. Oh yeah, this mouse was like 80 quid or something. I did get that on offer. This I did not. This was, I think, 400, so this is quite a lot. But I don't know if I'm going to be able to get in there really with this. And I'm getting all the controls wrong, but you can sort of see, hang on. Yeah, there's a lot going on because I have a monitor razor as well, but you can see that there's a lot going on back there. There's a lot being plugged into the back, including the microphone that's over there, including the keyboard, all the monitors, and it all gets passed through this Mac port here. So this connects it to the dock, and then the dock sends the image to the monitors, and it connects the microphone up, the keyboard up, the headphones up as well, which I'll talk about in a bit. Yeah, there's an awful lot going on. I went for it despite the price because it was just the best one around. A lot of them had the host port coming out the front, and that seemed really stupid because the whole point of these things is to like hide stuff away. But hey, you know, I really like it. Again, this is quite old. I got this quite early on in my job, so it's about 2 years old now. So yeah, talking of the headphones, actually, if I close this, you'll see, ta-da! You might find that they are quite familiar because these headphones, I think, are the second oldest part of the setup. I've had these since about 2021. The cups on them here, these are all new because the old ones sort of wore out. So you don't get blue ones by default. But these are my editing headphones. They're also wired, hence the coily cable. This is quite annoying, but this is just what you got. These are, well, they still make these, despite the fact that they were originally made in 1994. But they're just very, very good value, quite level studio headphones. So the idea is that what you hear out of these is what most people will hear, or like what the sound actually is, rather than, you know, editing on really bassy headphones and then I find out I'm really tinny, or editing on really tinny headphones and finding out I'm uber bassy. This allows me to at least somewhat get it right. And then speaking of sound, I think the final thing on this list, there's some Christmas tree stuff, is the microphone, which is one of the newer additions to the setup. It might actually be the newest here, because I got this at the start of the year, a little bit after I got my camera. I got this, yeah, at the start of 2024. It is a Shure NV7. They've since released the Shure NV7 Plus, but I think it is XLR, whereas this is USB, so it's fine. I got this stupidly on offer, much like I did my camera actually. So I got this, I think the normal asking price is like $329 and I got it for $199, which is crazy, but only the silver one was on offer, which is why I've got the silver one, but it also does match with the MacBook, so that works. It also came with a stand for free. I could get it for $199 on its own or with a stand for $199. Interestingly, so I got it with a stand. The stand is just down in that corner at the moment because I have this Elgato stand now, which is quite expensive. I think this thing was like 80 quid on its own. But honestly, if you use it a lot, it is bloody worth it because it is so nice to use. It moves around so easily. Let's try and get this down. So I could just move it wherever I want without having to unscrew anything. I'm trying to avoid the light. I could just move it into place. like that. There we go. And I can just move it up and down. It is very nice. And it's very long as well, which is kind of what I wanted. It's good for intros and stuff. So yeah. So I'll talk about the camera a little bit as soon as I mentioned it. I'll put some shots in after the fact, but it is a Sony ZV-E10, specifically the L because it came with the lens I'm using at the moment. I typically use a different lens nowadays. I'll just pick it up from here. I use this lens here, which is a Sigma something or other. I don't even know. I'm gonna have to take another picture of that. But I got this thing stupidly on offer. It's normally $769. I got it for $539, which is quite something. They have the Mark II out now, which is even more expensive, and I don't really know what the differences are. So there you go. So that is my setup for all of those that were curious. That completes the tradition of doing something completely non-programming on New Year's Day, also New Year's Day every year. Speaking of which, Happy New Year. It is now 2025, which is weird to think about. Not much is changing, thankfully. So if you enjoy what you've seen so far in 2024, then continue to see more of that in 2025. I hope you all have a good year, and I'll see you next time for whatever we do next.